Hey everyone, Thomas Scratch That Cooking. This is part four of the kitchen basic videos. This one's covering miscellaneous items, the spatulas and things like that. And I cover my favorite kitchen tool about halfway through that I forgot I put in my pocket. I got nervous when I started recording. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Now we're on to kind of wrapping up kind of miscellaneous things when you're cooking, right? This is just those will be fine, but you're going to need some other things just to kind of help the process. Like the bench scrapers example there. Um, Measuring spoons, obviously. This is the classic set. I like this because it's magnetic and can go right on my block there. Plastic's fine too. It doesn't really matter. Measuring cups as well. The whole quarter cup up through a cup. Measuring cups. If you're going to be doing, oh, I would recommend getting an assortment of wooden utensils. You can beat them up. They won't damage any type of cookware you have if you're using nonstick. It's not going to hurt anything to use a wooden utensil. I'd also recommend getting a fish spatula. That's something I found they're a lot thinner, especially even compared to the plastic ones. And when you start getting those thin plastic ones, like for pancakes or something, um, they're thin and they work well until you're trying to flip something that's a little denser, like a fillet of fish, for example, fish fillet. So, fish, what's this called? Spatula, fish spatula. Um, these are really firm. They're still pretty delicate. They've got that classic bend there, so you can really get under and you can really get under the piece of thing you're trying to flip. They're useful, right? This isn't something you're going to be on the grill with flipping a big steak, but for pieces of chicken or especially delicate pieces of fish, you want to get one of these. Yeah, wooden spoons, wooden spatulas, all very useful to have, especially when you're breaking up fond off the pan. You can just you can go crazy without having to worry about it. A rubber spatula or two are great, especially for mixing, kind of getting out off the side of bowls and stuff like that. Rubber spatulas are good to have. It's just I don't know where I got this. Yeah, a little easy to clean. And I recommend getting a couple little, rubber spatulas as well. Especially, I use a food processor. I use this one all the time, the food processor, and get around the blade and get down there and kind of mix things up while I'm using it. It's not too big. And a whisk, really good to have for whisking, obviously. A fork works fine too, if you're cheap. Oh, I will throw this in there. A spider. I just got this for Christmas. Kylie got one for me after I'm so cheap. I don't get it. Like I'll just complain about not having something for a long time before I get it. These are awesome, especially if you're blanching vegetables. You just get them out quickly from that hot water and do an ice bath super fast. Lots of uses for this, especially frying food in hot oil. You get a long pan. This is all metal one. The classic ones, are those big long wooden sticks with just they go right into the wire, and yeah, you can get a bigger one than this even. And yeah, I want to get anything bigger than the pans you have, obviously, but the bigger you have, the faster you can work with it. And it works really well, especially for getting things in and out of really hot liquids. Um, some other little miscellaneous things. So, mise en place. I'm saying that completely wrong. I'm sure it's a French culinary term for kind of having everything in its place. So before you start cooking, you have actually everything prepped and ready to go. Little glass bowls like this are great for that, right? Especially if you're baking or something, you can measure everything out. You can put all your little baking powder, sugar, salt. Not sugar; it's probably too little, but you kind of get everything measured out and in their individual components, so you have everything. So you don't get to a step where you have to add it and then get in the oven, and all of a sudden, oh crap, I forgot to measure it. You're rushing to the pantry, and things are just hectic. So this helps. These little things help. On that same vein, mixing bowls, right? I've got a whole assortment of mixing bowls for the same thing. These are nested. I'll use this one all the time for scraps. So I'll be cooking this one there, and I'll throw all my scraps into it so it's not cluttering up. So like the ends of onions, all that kind of thing, and this can go right in your compost bin or something. So that's simple there. And strainers are always good, speaking of which. So yeah. I think, if there's a lot there, the main two items are the knives and the cookware, and what you'll be using with those are going to be the most important parts. The miscellaneous are things that will help speed things along, kind of help your cooking process. You can kind of hit the first things I hit in each one of those categories are the most important. The 10-inch chef's knife or 8-inch chef's knife is the more important versus a 6-inch or 3-inch paring knife. Obviously, you need a cutting board. Get one big enough you can handle. Cookware, 12-inch pan. Consider getting a Dutch oven sooner than later. It'll just open a lot of possibilities for you. And sheet pans, right? Those are the classic things you need. And the miscellaneous, wooden spoons, wooden spatula, they allow you to work on any kind of surface and just beat things up. It's just handy. Just kind of need those. And then some of those other little things I mentioned. I will say, if you're going to be baking, one of the first things you should get is a digital scale. Super handy. This one, I think, was like $25. This actually comes out, so if the bowl's really big, it will allow you to do that. And the top pops off. So you can clean it, which I need to do. It goes in, US or the better metrics. It goes into kilograms versus ounces. So you can kind of learn to cook that way, which I would recommend, or bake that way versus ounces. It's a little more straightforward. But definitely get that. Baking's huge on eating the exact right ingredients, the exact right measurements for things. And if you're just scooping flour, you're going to get drastically different. It might not be drastic to you, but it's going to be drastic to the recipe. Amounts of ingredients in your final batter or in your loaf or whatever you're making. So measuring gets it exact, and you can go from there. So consider buying that. And a digital thermometer. This is the best thing I ever got for cooking. I got this for Christmas. It's a ThermoWorks. These are like $100. It's a high-end digital thermometer, but I can't speak highly of this enough. It pops on instantly. I'll see it here. It's 75 degrees in here, and it takes. I can hold the thermometer and almost get works super quickly. So if you're opening an oven, you need to stick this in a roast or something, you get a reading within like 3 seconds versus a dial thermometer, which takes way too long. Those can be super inaccurate. A high-end digital thermometer, they make cheaper ones. Thermometers, they make their Thermopop pen. I think those are like $60 versus $100. They're a little slower, but it's the same technology in these, so it's still very accurate. It's within like 1/10 of a degree of accuracy, something crazy like that. And actually, they have a new model than this one, which is like way more waterproof than this is. So you can really clean them and wash them without worrying about it. If you drop it in the bowl of soup you're cooking, you don't have to worry about frying a $100 thermometer. But this is amazing. Like, people always complain about, oh, chicken's gross, it's chewy. It's chewy because you're overcooking it. Especially chicken breast, which people sometimes freak out about and cook to like 175 degrees because they want to make sure there's no salmonella in there. But that's going to ruin the meat and make it really enjoyable. And people are always like, oh, you use the thumb method for, telling when a steak's done, right? That whole thing. Or this is rare, medium rare, and if, well done is there. It doesn't work. Like, it might work decently, but you'll know exactly where your steak's at if you just, within 2 seconds, when you just stick this in and see what temperature it's at, you can get that perfect dial in there. I use it for breads even. Bread should be around, oh God, I'm going to make myself look silly, but around like 212 degrees internally when it's done. You can just throw that in there and see, so you don't have to guess. The knocking effect is good, and you can tell by the color pretty easily for bread, but you can be sure. Even cupcakes, use this for cupcakes, and it works great. This is a bigger investment. I would maybe go back on what I said and put get this after you get good knives. Make this your big next purchase kind of thing, especially if you're cooking a lot of meats. You want to make sure they're done, or if you're going to be baking, you don't want to screw it up. And the big thing there is once you start cooking, you're going to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. You're going to figure out what you need. I've got a high-end KitchenAid. I've got on sale. I didn't want to spend $800 on it, so I found one for like 70% off. I've got a nice food processor I use all the time. But those were later purchases once I realized, I'm really into cooking. I want those unlock new things, right? I can whip up meringue like I did yesterday morning really easily, and you don't have to sit there and kill yourself. I make hummus all the time in the food processor. It just gives you more capabilities. Really, all the food processor is a knife, right? It's a high end knife, or they can really break things down super quickly. I have a mortar and pestle, granite mortar and pestle. I think Brian Baugh got it for me for my wedding gift, and I use that all the time for guacamole and for crushing spices and that kind of stuff. But it's not needed. You don't need those things. These basics will get you going. Bigger appliances, you can wait to see what you need. Like I still don't have a high-end blender. The food processor does everything I need it to right now. I feel like I don't need a blender, but down the road I might end up getting one. My kitchen's not huge. You can pretty much see all of it. I've got another counter here you can't see. I don't cook on anymore. Yeah, so these details should get you going. It should be good for any new chef, or if you're wondering what you should get next or what you should consider getting. If you don't have a Dutch oven, they're great. Yeah, but don't waste your money, or don't feel like you have to spend thousands of dollars to get a high-end kitchen going in order to cook. You can be really frugal with it if you need to be. Build it up one thing at a time. That's what I did for 6 years. I'm still building it up. So, like I said, I just got that spider, and I wish I would have got that like 5 years ago. So, let me know what questions you have. Leave a comment. Share this out if people are wondering the same thing as you, and you're watching this. Happy to answer more. I'll do follow-up videos if I get more questions like this. I hope it helps me get things going. So I really appreciate it, guys. Hope you're doing well. Keep cooking, and I'll see you around. Thanks.
And yeah, that wraps up the Kitchen Basic videos. Let me know what other questions you guys have in the comments below. Please share this out if you found it helpful, or leave feedback for myself. You can find me at scratchthatcooking.com. You'll find my Facebook page over there and whatnot too. So yeah, thanks for watching all these, and let me know what questions you have. I'd love to do more videos like this. Helps me kind of get the ball rolling. So thanks guys, you all rock.